The artwork of Ted Waddell is the perfect bridge of modernism meets contemporary with a Western twist. He is indeed a trailblazer, and I want to thank Ted for breaking so many barriers and discarding so many labels so easily. Not so easily, so handily. Sorry. Hi, I'm Tracy Linder, artist and Montana Arts Council member from Molt. Now, Robin Peterson has been the executive director of our Yellowstone Art Museum since 2006. During her tenure, she has brought countless positive changes to the museum. Among them, the visible vault, and getting the Montana collection on permanent display so that the museum always reflects our community. And I know behind the scenes, Robin is a staunch and stealthy advocate for artists. And she will write a nomination such as that of Ted Waddell for Governor's Arts Awards. I revere and admire her strength, her vision, her dedication, and perseverance. Please help me welcome Robin Peterson.
Thank you, Tracy. My acquaintance with Ted Waddell occurred synchronously with my introduction to living in Montana. My awareness of and appreciation for the multifaceted qualities of both the state and its leading painter have thus grown on parallel tracks. Like all deeply interesting individuals, Ted embodies many paradoxes. His life is a chronicle of accident and intent, rebellion and respect, opportunity and hardship, humor and gravity, intelligence and intuition. He valorizes the nurturing land without sentimentality. He paints as if the very soil and atmosphere that surround him were his medium. He paints generously, and he cultivates a generosity of spirit. He forgives. Thus, from the raw material presented to him, the quiet, sinewy land, the aromatic versatility of oil paint, and mentors such as Isabel Johnson, Ted has forged an aesthetic that is distinctively his own while simultaneously belonging to every one of us. He chose to do this because he had no choice. It is with a great sense of honor that I introduce Theodore Waddell.
Lieutenant Governor McLean, Arne Fishbaugh, Montana Arts Council members, thank you for doing this. I want to thank Robin Peterson for her nomination for me for this award, and also Rick Newby, who did a fine job, and Tracy Lindner made it happen, as well as all of you. And I want to thank Rick Newby, who, because of his research for another project, we discovered that my history in Montana is more than the Cass family in Laurel fighting each other. My grandfather was in a cow camp with Charlie Russell, and there's a photograph of him with Charlie Russell. He also became a writer who wrote stories in his small town, and I love the notion that people like to drop names, and so my father graduated from Stanford, well, Stanford High School. And a special thanks to Cinda Holt for helping us through all of this. I wanted to talk about life-changing circumstances and things. And to me, they're pretty simple. But before I do that, I want to thank my wife for her support all of these years. It means a lot to me. The land determines and shapes who we are. And I don't care where you live, that is the case, whether you live in a city or not. And Montana is the most incredible piece of country in the entire world. And you can see that in my work from paintings which all have a geographical reference, from Oneida Angus to Miles City horses. And so it's there every single time. The other life-changing activity that happened to me is I met Isabel Johnson when I was 17 years old. And within a month or two of the time that I met her, I decided that I did not want to be alive and not make art. And that was 56 years ago, and it's never changed. Then a bit later, Isabel accidentally recommended me for a scholarship to the Brooklyn Museum in New York. She was talking to a grad student. I thought she was talking to me. So I applied for it and got it. So I turned 21 in New York, and I'd never been out of Montana. It was pretty scary, but I discovered Robert Motherwell, Mark Rothko, Jackson Pollock, all of the abstract expressionists, and I brought that home with me, and I carry those influences with me now, and to this day. The other thing that happened to me, I've always wanted to, I taught at the university with Rudy, and it's special to have Leela here. Rudy was the first recipient, and so it's really special to be here with Leela. So I always wanted to get tenure and quit, so I did. And I took, thanks to Betty Whiting and her family, I took over a cattle ranch west of Billings. And into my life then came these wonderful black cows. And I love them dearly. I paint them all the time. I can't get enough of them. And so that was pretty amazing thing. So there it is, all of these things that have shaped my life. And finally, I want to thank my family who is here for their support and care, and all of my friends that are here. You've made a difference in my life in the most profound way. And truly, I am living the dream. Thank you very much.